Hey guys, today we'll be reading and reacting to some stories on the Am I the Asshole subreddit. Am I the asshole for wanting to pick my daughter's high school classes? My daughter's about to start grade 9 next year, meaning a new school and, of course, new courses. She got the form to select her courses for next year and she filled them out. I noticed that she picked the easiest levels this school offers, despite being able to do harder courses. I told her that I want her to do the difficult courses because it will prepare her for a good university. She doesn't want to go to university, however. Then why does it matter? You want her to do the difficult courses, but if she doesn't want to, I know her and she's only picking the easy courses so she doesn't have a lot of homework. I forgot to mention this, but I also want her to take music classes. Her school requires that she joins the band if she takes music. She says she doesn't want to get up at 5 in the morning for band practice. She's good at music, so I want her to do band. Okay, this is pretty short, but you're the asshole here. It doesn't matter what you want for her. It's up to your daughter to decide, and forcing her to go to band practice every morning at 5 a.m. wouldn't make her like it. It would make her dread it literally every single day. You're absolutely the asshole here. I could understand if your daughter was younger, like in the 4th grade, and you wanted her to explore extracurriculars so she can see what she likes and what she doesn't, but she's in high school now and able to make her own decisions. Am I the asshole for making fun of my stepmom getting cheated on? Okay, so for context, I'm my dad's affair baby, and I live with him and my stepmom. My dad is basically your stereotypical rich douchebag who cheated on his reasonably aged wife with a younger woman, my mom, and my stepmom decided to stay with him anyways. My mom was unaware of my dad's wife when she had me. However, despite this, rather than directing her anger at my dad, my stepmom chooses to direct it at my mom and me. Why are you mad at OP? They have no control over being born? Anyways, she says, honestly, I'm pretty indifferent to my dad's douchebagginess. Sure, he's a bad person, but he's a good father. My stepmom doesn't interact with me much and treats me with indifference mostly. We exist in the same house, but we don't care for each other. I don't mind this, but what I do mind is her occasional comment on my mom. Yeah, I think I might mind that too. Earlier today, while I was in the conservatory studying, I like natural light, came in on her phone, talking to her friend, and basically called my mom an ugly slut in a look what he cheated on me with way. Okay, wait, the fact that your mom is still not over your dad's affair, if the person you're in a relationship with cheats on you, first step, dump them. Sorry, but dump them. Second of all, if you're not going to dump them, you should communicate with them and build your trust back up for the relationship. If OP is old enough to post this on Reddit, it's had to have been like a minimum of 12, 13 years. This woman just sounds very insecure with her relationship if she needs to insult your mom to make her feel better about herself at least 10, 15 years later. I interrupted and said if my mom was so bad and my dad cheated on my stepmom with my mom, what did that say about the stepmom? She went red in the face, cut the call, and then tried to yell at me, but I essentially called her a jealous old lady and took my books and went up to my room. I don't know. I can't focus on physics properly when I'm feeling bad about saying all that and making fun of her for getting cheated on. My exam's later today, and I'm gonna fail at this rate. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole here. Absolutely not. Your stepmom sounds very emotionally immature, and it's not your fault if the only way she can cope is by insulting your mom. If she were to have a problem with your dad cheating, she should have confronted him years ago and dumped him the day she caught him. You're not the asshole. Am I the asshole for quote unquote stalking my boyfriend before we got together? I don't think it's really stalking, or I wouldn't post it here, but yeah. He came and spoke to me at a party with some others, probably just because I was standing alone, and we talked for a bit and then he just left. His friend stayed, but he went. He said he would be right back, but he didn't come back. We didn't speak for long, but I felt a connection with him. We had a lot in common and I wanted to speak with him more. Okay, if you want to talk to this dude more, then ask his friends for his number. You don't need to stalk him. I searched up one of the friends' names on Facebook. It had been mentioned earlier. Went through it and found him on their friends list. His account was semi-public, so you could see some photos and old posts, but not all for some reason. I scrolled for a bit and learned some things about him without even meaning to. Bitch, who you kidding? Without even meaning to? You knew damn well what you're doing, going through his account like that without even meaning to. Okay, whatever. I don't believe you. And then I requested some people on the previous friends list and hoped they'd be friends with him too. And eventually a few accepted. I will admit I did join some Facebook groups to talk to them so that they would accept. Girl. She put this part in parentheses, trying to act all nonchalant about it. Like, that's creepy. That's so crossing a line. We can't just skip over that like that. Making small talk with these people with the sole intention to use them to get to this boy, that's stalker behavior. And then we eventually had mutual friends, exclamation point. So then after a week of this, I requested him. He accepted it. I messaged him, asking if he was the guy at the party, and said how much of a coincidence it is that we already had mutual friends. And he showed up as a suggestion for me to add. Maybe this lie wasn't very good. No. The lie isn't good because it's a lie at all. Why would you ever want to build a relationship with this guy on the foundation of a lie? I just don't understand. He said yes, and we started talking. I watched his favorite shows and listened to his music, so we'd have something in common, too. I did legitimately enjoy it, though, so I didn't lie. That's creepy. That's creepy. How could you write that sentence down without realizing how creepy it is? You're stalking this man. This is stalking. And again, how would you feel so comfortable lying to somebody you're hoping to start a relationship with? We then just started talking. He asked me on a date, and now we've been a great relationship for 8 months. I love him a lot. I told a friend the story in passing, and she said it was kinda strange that I shouldn't have done it. Was it? I didn't hurt anyone. I think it's romantic. Romantic. If roles were reversed here and the dude was stalking the girl, there would be absolutely no dispute at all. And also, since Opie hasn't included how the boyfriend reacted if she told him about this story, I'm assuming that she's kept this a secret from him. And how are you in a relationship with this man for 8 months continuing this lie? And the fact that she knows to keep this quiet and to keep the story to herself proves that she can realize that it would make him uncomfortable to hear this. Because anybody in their reasonable mind would be uncomfortable to hear that they've been stalked. Absolutely the asshole here. Absolutely. Okay, guys, I saved the best story for last, but make sure to subscribe and like the video first. My name's Fritter Cakes and I'm brand new to YouTube, so anything to help me out with the algorithm is truly appreciated. But here we go. Am I the asshole for taking an Uber home instead of sitting on a man's lap? So, my best friend Sarah, F22, recently got a new boyfriend, James, M23, and she's over the moon into him. Sarah is one of the very few people I hang out with. She recently just met James's friend group, a group of guys, and they invited her to go on a beach trip with them. Sarah begged me to go with them and kept insisting I join even when I declined the offer 4 times. Okay, whoa. You declined it 4 times and she's still asking? Little red flags going off, but anyway. Eventually, I just agreed to go to get her off my back about being sad and alone. I was told I would have a ride. Sarah and I were the last to be picked up, and when they pulled up, there are 4 guys in a 5-passenger car. I see this as my way out. I say, oh, look, there isn't enough room for both of us. You can go enjoy the beach with your boyfriend. I don't mind staying behind. Sarah tells me that it isn't a big deal if she has to sit on James's lap to make it work. Immediately, I feel on edge. Yeah, because you're being ignored. You've made it obvious at this point that you don't really want to go, but she keeps insisting. Turns out, James was the one driving and said he wouldn't trust anybody else to drive his car. He told me that I would be the one sitting on someone's lap because there's no way he would let Sarah do that. I pull Sarah aside and tell her that I'm uncomfortable, thinking that she would help me out. Instead, she encourages me, saying she thinks I would have fun and might even get a date. I'm so flabbergasted here. If somebody has to end up sitting on somebody else's lap, why does it even have to be OP? Like, if all these guys know each other and they're all friends, why are they making the stranger sit on somebody's lap? Why can't 2 of the dudes sit together? And I find it so controlling of James to not let Sarah sit on a guy's lap. Like, she's not gonna do it. She's not cheating on you. You're right in the car. I don't think anyone in this situation respects this girl's boundaries, like, at all. 2 of the 3 guys in the back, Sarah sits up front next to James, offer up their laps. I just pick the guy with the most legroom. We live about 45 minutes from the nearest beach, so I thought it wouldn't be too bad. Except that I was told on the drive that we were actually going to a beach an hour and a half away instead. My mood just becomes more and more sour. Yeah, I wonder the fuck why. I never want to relax and eventually find myself fuming once my emotions have set in. The boys that I'm squeezed into the back with are just talk around me, physically leaning over me, constantly brushing up against me. Once we get to the beach, we set up and I finally find a moment to relax. I eat a sandwich I packed and read a book, while Sarah and James are lovey-dovey and the guys mess around in the ocean. I was asked twice about why I only packed a sandwich for myself. Not jokingly either. Not once had I been asked to bring a single thing. When it came to the part where everybody was getting in the car, I just told James and Sarah that I'd called an Uber to come pick me up because I didn't want to sit on anyone's lap for another hour and a half. Sarah tried to argue, but my ride showed up, so I left. Good job. If they weren't going to accommodate you and make you comfortable, even though you were the guest, you have every single right to find your own means to leave. I got a call from Sarah a few hours later. She called me a bad friend for ditching everyone. When I told her how the whole day was making me feel shitty, she told me I was being selfish and that I had been acting like a bitch all day. I do not think I deserve that, but I'm also pretty paranoid that I did something wrong. Am I the asshole? Nope. 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 Not the asshole at all. Not even a little bit. You weren't being listened to. You weren't being listened to. Your boundaries were being overstepped, so you removed yourself from the situation peacefully. You did absolutely nothing wrong. I would question my relationship with Sarah if I were you at that point. Like, a friend should be able to stick up for you in a situation like that. It must have been so uncomfortable to sit on a stranger's lap for an hour and a half, and then she gets mad at you for taking an Uber home. I really think this whole thing could have been planned better. There needed to be so much more communication. I don't know what James and the dudes thought was going to happen when they went to pick up two girls. They really should have thought that out, but that's just my opinion, and that's all this video is. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Make sure to leave a comment with your opinion on these stories and like the video, and make sure to subscribe. I'm brand new to YouTube, so it'll really help me out. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.